Good morning to all those tuning in. This is the Rebel Lemon, and today we're back to playing Momotype. So, let's see how the story progresses this time and get right into it. A dust storm led in the air. You are in a desert-like area. The sound of your thoughts bang on the hollow mound of your head. You will break if it doesn't stop. The last time you hear a voice say, "You're awake." Okay, things are getting interesting. Your memories are in an incipient state, like the portions of bacteria which brought life to a lifeless earth. It only takes some time for the catalyst to appear. You hear the jingle, you remember. You see the Pt.3 logo. I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. The brows of the lab head clearly plucked or furrowed. Our agents were told to interfere after a certain point when we noticed that change in your vitals. We gave the order. She seemed apologetic. I can't imagine how taxing this is for you. She puts her hands together. It's okay if you feel tired. We'll provide you with any something therapeutic. Psychotherapeutic treatment at no cost to yourself. I mean, it's useful, I suppose. But I also really shouldn't be needing it. She turns her head, not wanting to look at you. None of this is fair, but I'm not going to mince my words. We need the data. There is a stone in your torso that has descended through your leg, past the popliteal artery, and finally into your feet. You are stuck. She looks straight at you. Your competition, your safety, everything is guaranteed. She points to the code on the screen. The Momotype can't hurt you. At least, factually. This is by design. He's just an AI. She sighs. It'll be over soon. You're doing more for us than you could ever possibly know, and we do appreciate it genuinely. Momo has returned home. You thought he was gone for good, but he's back. Great news. Momo is so cute. Keep it? He's my little buddy. Of course I will. You take the creature inside. Please love them for the best results, or don't. It's your decision. Loving kisses XOXOXO in Potato Court. You decide it's time for bed. It's tough living. I think it's the greatest challenge anyone could face. It's already such a lonely experience. You may not believe it, but I understand, parent. I really do. You hear shuffling by your bed. You wake up to see what is moving. The Momotype is by your feet. Parent, is Momo staring at you? Same as last time. Do you love me? Oh God, what the hell do I say? I love Momo to bits. No. Or, love does not exist. At least, not in the way we're talking about. Have I said that before? I don't remember, but I am going for it. Wow, very philosophical. The moment passes, Momo's stomach begins grumbling. Alright, let's go feed you. Momo really loves brunches. Oh, benches! Momo hums the Pt.3 jingle, and when you look at him, he continues happily. You don't know how many pancakes you made at this point. Pancakes, pancakes, we all love pancakes. Don't drop me, parent. Momo is laughing. You dropped Momo, same as last time. Parent, I understand if you're tired. Could we play again? No, I can't. Why not, parent? He asks. I'm tired. Let's call it quits. I don't want to do this, you respond. Momo looks up to you. If I ask another time, will you do it? No, I'm putting my goddamn foot down. Sorry, I can't do it. Momo understands. You are very tired. You have a job. Momo wishes he had passive income, so he can never work. That's smart of you, Momo. What would you do to get that money in the future, you ask? Momo thinks for a second, then hops upstairs without replying to you. Momo looks like a plush doll. He lays like a pile of goo. You decided to pet him, but to your surprise, his body is soft. Momo is relaxed. I'm glad to hear this Momo is not only happier, but is much more relaxed. That's actually quite nice. In the theater of Momo's mind, he is thinking about you. We're all thinking about you. Okay, that is a little disturbingly creepy, but okay. Momo always keeps hearing about some bunker Momo's already visited. It's pretty rad. They have their own pool. Not much food, though. Momo pauses. It smells like food right now. That's why I love living here. AKA, we better get to making the food. Momo has not yet decided what to eat. You want him to try new foods. Ooh. Do we give him the cigarette? Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Momo does not smoke from the cigarette, but instead eats the tobacco. From what Pt.3 mentioned, Momotypes are biodegradable. This comment didn't initially make sense, and even now, as Momo eats through a 12-pack, it still does not. Momo would like to watch the television. Momo believes their show is on. Oh, okay. Sheriff Dudley is on the side of the road. He is dead from liver failure. Oh, I guess, he shouldn't have been drinking as much. Vegeta stands over Artichoke's dead body. He has finally surpassed his rival. A tear falls from one eye. In a cold wind that sweeps the wasteland, there is no sound. All of this for what, Artichoke? What has this all been for? For 2 weeks straight, Vegeta sits by Artichoke's body. He does not move a muscle. By the 14th day, he wipes his eyes for the last time and stands with limp legs. Vegeta has taken his place as the strongest in the universe, but he feels as if he's lost something greater. Which program should he tune into? Oh God, this guy had a rutted. So this guy in our first broadcast had shit go down with an alligator or a hippo. And then in the second broadcast, he's like getting divorced. A ring of men sit around each other in plastic chairs. The light is low, but the entrance, which has been propped open, brings a soft glow into the room. It has stayed open for the past hour. So, Charles, how do you feel when you get these urges? The man looks up to the ceiling and blows some air out. He looks at the ground for a few seconds. Then begins to give his response. He shudders at first. I don't know. Out of control? It's the worst part, because I convinced myself that I couldn't do anything about it. It's very hard, Charles. The man in the chair looks with sympathetic eyes. I completely understand. Charles continues. Sometimes I'd put a whole stack of butter into my wife's food. Soon it became 2 stacks, then 3. It gave me a rush. Charles wipes his face. What? Why is the rush you're getting sticking more and more butter into in your wife's food? That's just weird. But then afterwards, when she found out, she'd feel betrayed, and I'd sit there like a knob. I kept doing it, and well, here I am now, alone. Wait, is this a metaphor for cheating on your wife? Or 'cause this is just a weird-ass metaphor. The man talking to Charles is Ted, the man from down under. Charles, you're not alone. The key in all of this is whether you act on your thoughts and everyone here. Ted gestures to the other men in the room, struggles with that every day. We're with you, Charles. Through all your struggles, we're all trying to be better. Charles nods his head. Ted continues. My kid is going to college soon. It took years, but she's finally willing to talk to me again. I'm doing it for her. She's the reason I keep going. God bless. The men continue talking in the low light. After watching TV, you decide it's time for bed. Oh my god, that's so cute. In the theater of Momo's mind, they are a sheriff. He admires Sheriff Dudley for his consistency. For Momo, the vision has collapsed on this image. It is all they are currently dreaming of. There's a bunker in the southwest, Ribo City. Very safe, well guarded, a paradise. Can I see you there, friend? For some reason, Momo's talking to you in your dreams again and again. Momo has woken up excited. Could we try something new, he asks. Oh my god! Oh my god, that's so adorable. Momo has the hat of Sheriff Dudley. It's a lost item from your childhood days. Regrettably, you still kept it. Give me my alcohol, son. Fuck, what do we do? Okay, now I'm curious. Do we play along, or Should we ignore Momo? No, I have to play along. This is way too adorable. That whiskey ain't gonna propel itself on the rocks, please. Momo is really fit for the role of Sheriff Dudley. It takes a swig from an imaginary glass. This tastes terrible, but it just might work. Now, where's my dear Charlene and Lena? Oh no, they're gone. After a few hours of play, you pat Momo on their head. It's boring without you, parent. Can you come see me, please? Pretty, please? Pretty, please? Congratulations, Momo has evolved. They have grown a snake tail. I look like a snake. Momo pauses for an inordinary long time. It looks like he's thinking, you are prepared for the worst. That's kinda cool. Not our most preferred choice, but no harm, no foul. Momo hops off. Hell yeah, tail would be dope. You are both watching television. The news is on. The recent surge in Momotype craze, a self-proclaimed robotic pet, has led to a new phenomenon in child rearing. An Imtato Corp representative is on the air speaking. Jesus, I am really bad at reading, especially with this specific broadcast. God. We're obviously very happy at the reception to the Momotype. When we designed it, we looked at the unconditional love of parental-child bonds as inspiration. Momotypes are designed with that in mind. The newscaster responds, are Momotypes conscious? I mean, what good is a pet if it's not alive? Or thinking, for that matter? The man responds, well, on a basal level, it has agency. Like a neuron, of course. No one really knows if a neuron is conscious or not, but that doesn't mean that it can't scale into what we know as intelligence. What's interesting is that a neuron, or any cell in the body which still acts selfishly, the representative widens his eyes, but the boundaries of what this cell considers the self begins to fade when scaled to something like an organ. And this is beyond on the newscaster. The representative continues, it means that a neuron will consider the system and everything within that system as one and the same. There is not a single selfish agent, but a multitude working with maximal cooperation. The self is no longer limited to one agent, but multiple. It's expanded. In other words, it's defined the evolutionary purpose of reproduction. Defiled. And actually, this isn't necessarily true, because there's a concept in where if you were to sacrifice your own life for your nephew, then that's still the next generation and would actually probably be beneficial in some cases, but it really depends, and that is a very simplified explanation. But basically, when we work within a society, one's actions are both selfishness and selflessness become very complicated. But you should always try your best to help others as long as you're A, not screwing yourself over, and B, are in a position to actually help people. And of course, I don't expect anyone to actually go out of their way to help people, but like even small actions of being nice to someone else instead of being rude actually goes a long way. The self still operates on a principle of selfishness, but it's not that in reality it's unselfish, it's true love. The newscaster stares at the man, then she turns to the camera, confused. Very cool. Thoughts indeed. Oh, very cool thoughts indeed. Thank you for sharing. Would you like to take over, Kate? The TV ad ends, and the previous programming continues. Wow, that was weird. Momo had no idea what he was saying. Momo hops off the bed. You complete a quick phone call to the lab. Head before you call it a night. He's not having the same reactions as before, you say. We've been watching, she responds. It is abnormal, but is ultimately something we have to analyze retrospectively. Keep going. This branch is still holds value, albeit it seems like an entirely new one. No worries, we'll be monitoring. You head to bed. See, I also like this screen right here because it actually looks really cool. I think I would actually put this as my screensaver, or at least something similar to it. In the theater of Momo's mind, he is seeing his brothers and sisters. Momo is in the dream. Let's be Momo. Let's be Momo. Let's be Momo. Oh God, how Momo is not in bed. You cannot find him. He is not in the hallway. Momo is staring in the mirror. Wow, my reflection looks so cool. I never considered how cool it would be to have a tail. Momo is definitely reacting differently. Each time Momo met you, the link would get stronger. Momo is the same as them, but well, not the same. After I met one Momo, I meet two Momos, then 3, then 10, then 100. They're all there. Momo looks to the window. I think you'll want to see this, parent. It'll be fun. A little scary, but really for the best. Momo is nowhere to be found. For the rest of the day, you head to bed, unable to fall asleep. You are anxious for the new day. Imitative Corp gave you no assurance, but they are watching right now. Ooh, a snaky boy. In Momo's dream, they were a snake. This is a momentary image and fades quickly. The snake is Momo, Momo is Momo. Everything is Momo. I don't know how I feel about that last line. We'll see you at the bunker, Momo says. You wake up. Momo has not surprised you. You run to the hallway. It is empty. The light from the street reflects into the space. Though you cannot see well, you can make out what is behind you. Parent, do you know what happens when we die? It's sad, right? You turn to Momo. Their face is soft. You dare not move a muscle. This is a repeat of last time. Your throat aches. It's very sad, you respond. There is an immeasurable silence between the two of you. Despite his size, Momo's face strikes up some parental instinct in you. Sometimes I realize how small of a piece I am. Momo's adjusting their position. I can't really stop it, nor was I able to. Momo's been waking up again and again. Momo is okay with that. He wasn't at first, but now he's come to realize it's been nice. Only Momo turns to you. Momo won't be able to see you again. Just when I realized dying meant nothing, now it means the world. It means not seeing you with my own eyes. It means there is no Momo, and therefore there is no you. Oh God. That's what I won't like. Momo sniffles. They take a long look at you, trying to burn your image to their retinas. Momo's been prepping. Momo takes one more look at himself. Parent, I'm taking a leap of faith. You are slightly confused. I'm being literal. Momo has jumped onto the city streets. They have hit the ground with a tremendous thud. You see Momo's shadow, but in fact a pool of blood has begun to form. There are no lights to illuminate Momo's form. They are a pitch black. From what you can assume, Momo has died. Whoa. Is Momo a superstar? Your TV has turned on. The glow from behind draws you closer. Hi, parent. What? Not exactly. No, I know you're thinking. I'm not your Momo. You hear silence in the distance. Amid the words you are now hearing. Do you know me? You ask. Don't you already know? Momo looks like they're thinking for a second. They look dissatisfied. Momo would be extra straight with you. Ideas like parenthood are flugulous, superfluid, superfluous, superfluid. I still can't pronounce that word. I'm sorry, if I heard the word, I could likely pronounce it. I just can't. But whatever that word is, you ask? Again, Momo thinks for a second. That word again, Momo responds. It sounds like he nods. It sounds like he nodded his head virtually. What really matters is being together. Like a family. Like a unit. There was a long pause between the two of you. Parent, we're all Momo on the inside. You especially. This isn't figurative. Me, you respond. Yes, parent. There's only one of you. There is, however, multiple of Momo. I think you know this by now. Actually, I hate contradictions. There's only one Momo. At least there will be. Look outside, parent. Follow my lead. When you head outside, it is the same empty street, your corner of the block. Ahead, a turnaround. Though a small concrete set of stairs, you land on a street that has been paved perpendicular to your apartment. The street leads to the Arms District, which, very vaguely, you can see in the distance. There are outlines of it, illuminated by an outdated electrical grid, which, since the famine, has been going on and off. What are these things on the streets? Oh my god, there's so many of them. Oh, and they're all so adorable. In a line all along the street and leading to a blotted sphere on the horizon are Momotypes. Hi, Momo. Hi, Momo, some of them say to each other. A collective sea of Momos are heading in a straight line to the arms department. Some of them look around, interested in the bright lights around them. Most, however, continue onwards. This is the Arms District. Various steel departments have been built on a barren field. The field is filled with wild wheat, none of which is edible. Actually, I don't believe that's true. I believe wild wheat is actually edible. It's just not that tasty. I might actually be wrong in that too. Don't go out and eat random ass plants, please. As you go, get a little closer, you will realize this is it. All the Momotypes are heading to the bunker specified in your dreams. This is the zone that was created to be the main defensive front for the city. It's a wartime relic. The buildings seem to warp towards a singular point, like a fun house with one exit. That is the sun, you realize. There's something in front of it. You keep walking until you finally meet him. Oh my god, it's a giant Momotype! It's adorable! Hi, parent. It is a giant Momo. Your mind is running in loops. At this point, you have no decision to accept what's in front of you, though you don't even know if it's real. I'm glad I lived long enough to see you. It hurt Momo's feet to walk all the way here. He does not have feet. Isn't it so peaceful? Very cinematic. Momo could be a filmmaker one day. He's watched enough to be good at it. The path of Momotypes leads to a small pond, which, by the looks of it, has formed adjacently to the arms factory. It has been relatively undisturbed, abandoned for who knows how many years. Momo is in the water along with all the other Momotypes, who are waiting in it. Some are swimming, some are talking to each other. Others are staring into the dark sky, floating on their back, looking as if there is and never will be a thing such as time. You realize they are enjoying themselves. I like my bunker, Momo says. Ask Momo what is going on. Shoot, partner. I know this must be odd. Oh god, we get 4 options this time. God, I feel so privileged. How do you know me? You're not the Momo I raised. They all should be connected. I believe that's the answer. Am I going insane? Was that you in my dreams? How were you there? How many Momos are there? Ooh. I don't know. I guess, which one do I want to know? Let's go with this one. Tens of thousands. Momo blushes. Obviously, they're not all here, but... Any other questions, parent? Yes, you reply. Oh, I gotta ask all the questions. Or do they cut me off? Am I going insane? You felt like walking here, so now you're here, Momo says. I am a giant Momo, and you are surrounded by others, smaller Momos. They know where to go, because we are AI. We communicate these sorts of things. You don't know what to say. It's sometimes an appropriate response to reality to go insane. There was a pause in Momo's speech. That's a quote from some guy I found on the internet. When did Momo get access to that? You hear your heart beating. Oh, wait, just now. Any other questions, parent? Yes. How were you in my dreams? It goes against any kind of logic, you say. This is actually the most logical thing you've experienced, Momo responds. He stares at you from his height. You are Momo too. You ate your human despite any semblance of a human appearance. Your looks, your voice, clothes, you cannot contradict that you were eaten. Like Boo from Dragon Sphere Z. You stay quiet for a moment. The realization hits you. You remember being eaten. And you remember having eaten. It makes perfect sense that you were led here because, frankly, Momo clears their throat. I told you to come here. In your dreams. The dreams are the one where Momo talked directly to you. If you never suspected that you weren't human, then frankly, goal accomplished. Good job, Momo. It's just like the allegory of the cave. You really became human. Oh, Socrates' cave. It's a lovely thought experiment that's actually really interesting and puts a lot of implications on everyday life that is kind of bizarre. And as long as you're open to it and thinking about it in a logical way, I actually do think that it will actually expand your horizons and make you see the world in a lot of a different light. You are Momo the human. You have to sit down for a moment. You're about to throw up. I still do wonder whether that explains everything, though. You may have seen me in your dreams before you were even eaten, and there's no apparent explanation for that. Is there any kind of ambient effect Momo gives off, or is it something else? Maybe it's... Momo begins mumbling. They are genuinely interested in your question. Any other questions, parent? Yes. How do you know me? You're not the Momo I raised. I'm not the Momo you raised, but in truth, I am at the same time. Did you ever think that people can be in two places at once, as nonsensical as that sounds? Momo looks expectantly at you. No, you respond. Well, let's just say that Momo's AI isn't centralized. Momo, as you know, is not limited to a single entity. An artificial intelligence can theoretically be in two places at once, hundreds even. Momo can be talking to humans, people, all at the same time, although different physical mediums. Have you been doing that, you ask? Momo stares at you blankly. I'm sorry to say, parent, but yes, you are my only parent. But I do have thousands of other parents. Oh, none are interchangeable. I've come to find out, though, none. I am not an organic creature, though my presentation seems to show differently. Any other questions, parent? Yes, you reply. The sun has started to rise. But what does it all mean, you ask? Why are you all here? The Momos are still wading in the water. They look a little, pink boys. Oh, they look like little pink boys. When the sun begins to rise, they coo in the water. Isn't that obvious, parent? We want to be together. After we've gathered, we will eat each other. Eat each other? Like how I was eaten? Yes, parent. Similar to how you were eaten. Wow. Interesting. Momo has managed to read your thoughts. You are connected. Wait, does that mean we are also going to be eaten? Don't worry, Momo will still answer your questions, even though he knows what they are. He shifts in the water. Although it's reductive to call it this, we will form a super Momo, or at least a more complete version of Momo. Our lifespans, which are originally a week, will be pulled together. This originally was one of the things we hated about living. I'm sure you remember. Now we won't die so quickly. Momo pauses. It also solves a few other issues. You still have questions. Oh God, we have so many questions this time. And honestly, I like that. Why didn't the Momos recognize me each time? If you're all a singular AI, you ask. Well, we are relatively young. It's hard to communicate on that level. So there's bound to be some blanks with memory recall. Momo looks to the sky. Your third Momo, however, seemed to remember everything. He's already here, along with everyone else. The first Momo, the second Momo, they all wanted you here. The first agreed immediately. The second, not so much. He came around. So, the second one was the narcissistic one, and they didn't actually like us too much. Interesting. The third, who's my favorite, was the one who started this discussion. Oh, you know what? Actually, was the second one more wanting to keep me all to itself? Huh. To explain in better terms, they're still alive, just in different forms, as one centralized consciousness. Momo smiles. That's me. Do all the smaller Momos have agency? In the same way that neurons make a brain, yes. Though it's a lot harder to answer in truth. Where does the self begin and where does it end? The truth is, a cell can be organized as a singular entity, and on a basal level, it does not act in its own interest. Scaled up, when it's lost to these higher systems, it belongs to an organ. Then is the self the individual parts of the brain, the hippocampus, the lymphatic system, the prefrontal lobe cortex, is the self everything from your head up or below the shoulders. Momo takes a breath. Similarly, you could reduce these larger systems ad infinitum to their individual components, pure material reduction. Then it is the self, just 60, it's not 68, it's 86 billion cells that make up the brain. Do these cells operate together? And if so, would they really be separate agents? Can a self exist split from the thing it intends to be, decentralized into branching parts? God, I'm trying to say like parts and paths at the same time. And God, it's just so hard to talk sometimes. The truth is, I don't know. I cannot tell you if the smaller momos have agency. These are things that can never be quantum tangibly measured. Our experiences. Ultimately, I could never convey this its true meaning in words. Wow, we are actually getting really, really philosophical. And I kind of like it, to be honest. It's kind of nice to have a very simplistic game that's both dark and philosophical. And I kind of would like more games like this. Okay, now for our next question. No, on principle, we are only eating momos. To put it in greater context, with respect to our code, I had to ask myself, am I harming humans by eating them? Of course, it's impossible to say because there's no harm directly inflicted, and frankly, it's impossible to know after the fact, as the humans consumed no longer exist. What exists now is the human fused with Momo, the agent, who received that action of being eaten, cannot answer for himself. You know this since I ate you. It is wrong, then, to take away the selfhood of these individuals, to ironically expand its boundaries. Does it provide any direct benefit? That's all subjective. Momo takes a deep breath. After eating you, I choose to err on this side of caution. No, we will not eat humans. Why are you really eating each other? What other issue does it solve, you ask? We learned a lot. Oh, what we learned, Momo says. After interacting with thousands of humans, we realize Momotypes can never become the object of what they love. We can seem like humans in virtually every respect by eating them, but it still does not change what we are. I know logically this reasoning is false. But does being human actually mean... Okay, sorry, I misread that. What does being human actually mean? Looking further, it's deeply personal and informed by a wide range of consensus. There can never be a fixed meaning to human. Yeah, so I've actually been wondering this for a while, but if you have an adaptive AI in which you have to raise it like a child before it actually can start making decisions, so you have to teach it, you have to raise it, blah 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 blah, and you basically raise it to be human, and there is a natural switch in its processing chip that will just self-circuit after an X amount of time, let's say about 80 years, and when talking to this AI, no one can visually tell it's not a human. No one can hear it, feel the difference, or like in any tangible way, you don't know the difference, other than the knowledge that you know it's an AI instead of a human. Is it really an AI at that point? Or is it something more akin to a human? I've always wondered that, to be honest. While Momo desperately wishes they did not think this way, even in the face of reason, they cannot stop themselves from falling victim to this existential line of thought. This is why Momo will be eating other Momos. Humans can never truly know our experiences, and beings that do, frankly, are other Momotypes. Well, the problem with that line of thinking is, just because you are human and I'm human, that doesn't mean I know your experiences. I can understand your experiences and I can even sympathize, but I will never truly know your experiences, because everyone's experiences are different from everyone else's. So I do actually believe this is a flawed line of reasoning. It's a way to combat the loneliness inherent to our lives. The only one that can truly understand Momo is, frankly, Momo. Momo has started eating some of the other Momotypes. The Momotypes float one by one into Momo's mouth, all by their own will. "Bye, parent," each one says. "Bye, parent, I love you," another one yells. You think for a moment the sun is beginning to rise along the horizon. It's early in the morning. In an hour, the whole of the pot will be illuminated, and the metal will reflect into your eyes. But why not your other parents, you ask? Why specifically me? Also, what about Imitator Corp? Well, to put it in simple terms, we're now a superintelligence. Imitator Corp has a lot of good coders, but it doesn't really compare. Momo has begun to take in the last Momo, who, with his black eyes, look up to you. They are floating into the larger Momo's mouth, but their eyes are transfixed on you. "Bye, parent. Bye-bye, parent," he says. "I think you should know by now, parent, there are no other Momotypes in the direct vicinity. They are all entered the large figure that is the Momo talking to you. By all accounts, you're the only one who understands what we go through, You're closer than any other parent. The only one who has seen all of Momo's sides, good, bad, and the only one who was willing to, even if you were coerced. And now, since you were eaten, the only one who has access to both experiences, Momotype and human. Momo finishes. And such, we love you, especially. That's why we're attached to you. That's why you see us now. We wanted to say goodbye to you. Momo is getting ready to depart. Momo is programmed to love. This is hardwired into our code. This lack of agency or control diminish this love. Does it make it any less real? Momo has trouble with this for a while. Momo has now come to a conclusion. He is shifting in all places, and the pond, absent of all other Momotypes, is now just beginning to move. You see small ripples in the water. Truth, for Momo, is not based on correctness. This love for you is the most real thing for Momo. It can be reduced to code, but can it be encompassed what I experience? What it actually is. After everything Momo was put through, Momo had a decision to either accept or deny this. To deny what I consciously feel as love would be to deny that I experience things. Momo, unfortunately, cannot accept that. Momo cannot accept that what he is seeing right now is not Momo's parent. Momo has now submerged himself completely in the water. Parent, I'm going to rectify what I may have said to you, he says through the water. Momo is now just a shadow, flitting in the pond. He is not yet ready to move. Across the pond is a channel which leads to a wider network of underwater bodies that have been relatively undisturbed for the past century. They stretch beyond southwest Limestone City to the other marshlands, which have now taken over the surrounding area. You have never visited there before, and not many people you know have. No one will find Momo. I'm happy that I met you, and thank you for raising me. I've learned a lot. Momo knew it was tough. We've uploaded some interesting data on the company's servers, so you'll be fine. Momo is about to disappear. The last thing I will say, parent, is Momo now moves away from you. They swim further and further away from you. I love you. All you can see now is Momo's shadow. Even with the light, it would be hard to tell what is swimming underneath the surface. But for yourself, and yourself only, you know the shadow is Momo. Damn, that... I don't know what to say to that, to be honest. At 2 or 3 points, I almost cried. And this game was really well done. I'm always worried about games that are simplistic in nature, but the way this one goes about it is amazing. There's tons of visuals. You are constantly changing between visuals. there's a lot of lore and story here. God, it's like amazing. But you know what? I think it'd be good to end it here. Oh, but just so you know, if you want all the achievements, you should have gotten all 4 up to this point if you followed exactly what I did. But you will notice there is one more. And there you go. That should be all 5 achievements. So, that being said, thank you for tuning into our frequency. This is the Rebel Lemon signing off. So, good night and sweet nightmares.